Thanks, Kathleen Funchion. Firstly, I want to commend my own colleague, Deputy Curran, as well. I really want to focus my points in relation to child poverty and particularly food poverty for children, which is a major concern. And just to say, it's not a new phenomenon, unfortunately. It's something that we've had for years in this country. And even before the most recent increases in the cost of living, the Children's Committee were looking at the area of child poverty, and we had people present about the increase in the use of food banks, and just to say that the impact that this would have for children when they're not getting access to proper basic meals, like that's 3 meals a day, and that is the reality for so many families and so many children. And let's just think about that for a second. How would any of us feel if our own children or our family's children were going to school hungry, or going to school with no lunch, or in some cases parents maybe making the decision not to send their child into school that day because they know they don't have the lunch to put in their bag, and they don't want them to be embarrassed when they get the notice maybe about a school trip coming up, and all of those costs have increased. There is so much pressure on children then to try and pretend like everything is okay in their world when actually they are really, really struggling, and the impact that this has on them. First of all, if you're not getting adequate food and adequate nutrition, we all know that's not good in terms of learning. If you're going in cold, if you're trying to do your homework where there's not adequate heating, where you maybe don't have access to all of the things that you need in terms of broadband and everything else. So many things, so many people take for granted now. So I just think we really need to stop for a second and actually think about, we're talking about children here. We're talking about really young children seriously struggling, and parents under serious pressure, heartbroken that they actually can't provide food and facilities for their children, maybe the right books, maybe the right uniform, coats, shoes, and that's as basic as it's getting. And we're talking about Ireland in 2022, and that's what we're talking about. I want to challenge, in the 20 seconds I have left, the point that 38% of people have saved at least half of their childcare costs. I would love to know who they are and where that figure is coming from, because I totally dispute that. And I want to make a point on the CWOs. An excellent service, a great service. However, it's not actually for everybody. Often, if you're in any sort of employment, whether it's part-time or a few hours a week, you will be told you do not qualify for a CWO payment. It's as simple as that. So to say that people can go regularly to the CWO, very many people, and how we know it is because people are coming to our constituency offices asking us will we contact the St Vincent de Paul for them, because they've already tried the CWO. Thank you, Kathleen Funchion.